For this game's exciting turn 1, Sam plays a Vine Glimmer Snarl tapped, then John plays a Forest, and a Lana or Elves. Tom plays an Uncharted Territory on Eldrazi, followed by a Soul Ring. While Extra plays a Yavimaya Coast, and tries to keep up with a Finhorn Elves, losing 1 life in the process. Sam then kicks off his second turn with a Forest and a ramp piece of his own in Kiora's Follower. After that, he passes. John plays a Sulphurous Spring, casts an Invasion of Marcadia, losing 1 life, discarding a card, and drawing 2. Then he taps 1 for Spired Tracer. He then passes to Tom. Tom plays a Brushland, then casts a Kozilek's Predator, making 2 Eldrazi spawns before passing. Extra plays a Swarmyard for turn, and casts its commander, OMO, Queen of Vesuva, triggering her effect to give herself and Swarmyard an everything counter. With nothing else, he passes back to Sam. Sam then starts his own turn with a Reliquary Tower, then casts his commander, Nadu, Winged Wisdom. He then proceeds to cast Paradise Mantle, followed by a follower activation on Tower, allowing him to equip Mantle onto Nadu, triggering his effect and adding a card to hand. He passes. John plays a Crackground Pathway for turn, and casts Birthing Pod, paying 2 life. He then activates Pod, paying another 2 life, sacrificing Tracer to get Loyal Apprentice, before passing the turn. Tom plays an Underground River, and casts Kozilek's Command for X equals 3, making 3 spawns and exiling Nadu. Nadu triggers, adding a card to hand, followed by Tom sending Predator at Sam, and the pass to Extra. Extra plays an island, then casts a Seton, Frozen Protector, losing 1, 3 visits, getting Breeding Pool and paying 2, alongside Lord of the Unreal. That's about all he can do for now, so he's forced to pass back to Sam. Sam first casts Roaring Earth and Birds of Paradise, then plays a Command Tower, triggering Roaring Earth to give Birds a counter, before finishing off the turn with an Arcane Signet. John plays a Carplusian Forest, then loses 1 life to cast his commander, Disa the Restless, which gets targeted immediately by Sam's Rapid Hybridization, turning it into a Frog Lizard. The sad John is then left with nothing else but to pass. Tom plays a Rogarin Triumph tap and casts his commander, Azlask, the Swelling Scourge, before attacking Extra with Predator and giving him the turn. Extra first casts Glimpse the Cosmos and Master of the Pearl Trident. He then goes to combat, attacking Tom with OMO, triggering her effect on Unreal and Yavimaya. In his second main, he casts Cold-Eyed Selkie and passes the turn back to Sam. Sam first recasts Nadu, Winged Wisdom, then plays a Forest, triggering Earth on Birds, Nadu to play an island, Earth again on Birds, Nadu hitting another island, Earth now on Follower, and finally Nadu adding a card to hand. He equips Mantle onto Nadu, triggering his effect to play the 3rd island, also triggering Earth on Follower, Nadu again playing Rejuvenating Springs, Earth targeting Nadu, and Nadu adding to hand. The turn ends with a cast of Retreat to Kazandu. John plays a Cinderglade tapped, he plays Catapult Fodder, losing 1 life, and immediately sacrifices it with Pod in order to get Grim Hireling. Next, he sends his Lizard an Extra, triggering Hireling to make 2 treasures before passing the turn. Tom plays a Jetmir's Garden tapped, and casts Kozilek's Unsealing. He then sacrifices 4 spawns to make 4 mana, and triggers Azlask to gain 4 experience counters. With said mana, he casts Drowner of Hope, triggering Unsealing to make 2 spawns, and Drowner to make 2 Scions. After that, he passes to Extra. Extra plays a Rejuvenating Springs, followed by Glimpse the Cosmos from his graveyard. He then uses Elvish Guidance to enchant his breeding pool and cast Roaming Throne on a Merfolk. After all that, he goes to combat, attacking Sam with Elves, Selkie, Unreal, and OMO. OMO triggers twice on Springs, an Island, Elves, and Selkie. Selkie also triggers twice, drawing a total of 6 cards, before Extra eventually goes to his end step, where Tom patiently awaits with a Path to Exile on Nadu, triggering his effect to add a card. With the path still on the stack, Sam activates Follower on Birds, starting another long chain. It goes like this. Nadu finds a forest, retreat and earth target Nadu. Nadu adds 2 cards, and finally the path resolves, getting Sam a forest, triggering retreat and earth a final time on Birds. Sam first casts Nadu a 3rd time, then casts Adventuring Gear, immediately equipping it onto Birds, triggering Nadu to add. He plays an island for turn, and this is where the Nadu triggers really start. So let's go in order. Retreat and Earth on Nadu. Nadu plays Pendelhaven. Retreat and Earth on Follower. Nadu plays Yavimaya Hollow. Retreat to gain 2. Earth on Birds. Nadu plays Soaring Sea Cliff on Follower. Retreat and Earth on Nadu. And finally Nadu adds 3 cards to hand. Next he casts Tireless Provisioner and Seeker of Skybreak, followed by a Follower activation on Skybreak, triggering Nadu to add. He then equips Mantle to Provisioner, triggering Nadu to add again. After that, he casts Ornithopter, followed by Sylvan Paradise on all his creatures. Having things trigger again, Nadu plays Mishra's Factory, Retreat and Earth buff Ornithopter and Skybreak. Nadu adds 3 more cards to hand, and Provisioner makes a treasure. Sam then finally casts Spellskite and gives his overdue pass. John also recasts his commander, Disa the Restless, and goes to combat, making a Thopter with Apprentice. He then sends that Thopter at Extra, triggering Hireling to make 2 treasures, and Disa to make a Tarmogoyf. After combat, he casts Olivia, mobilized for war, and passes to Tom. Tom plays in a Darkar Waste, and pays 3 life to activate Azlask, giving his creatures +4/+4, Indestructible, and Annihilator 1. He then sends all his tokens at Sam, triggering Annihilator 5 times, making Sam sack 5 lands. Sam blocks a spawn with Nadu, and 2 Scions with Ornithopter and Spellskite. Sam then takes the rest, and the turn is passed to Extra. Extra plays a Deeproot Cascade, then casts Baru, Worm Speaker, and attacks Tom with Elves, OMO, and Selkie, while Throne, Seton, and Unreal go at Sam. OMO triggers on Dreamroot, Breeding Pool, Throne, and Seton, before eventually having all his creatures connect, killing Sam, and triggering Selkie twice to draw 10. In his second main, he casts Scion of Una, Priest of Titania, and Beast Within on Azlask to assert his dominance over the remaining players. John first casts Ignoble Hierarch, which he sacrifices with Pod to get Heir of Falconwrath. This triggers Olivia, discarding a card to give the creature a counter and haste. At the start of combat, Tom activates Drowner twice to tap Master and Baru, followed by Apprentice, making a Thopter. Having the way cleared out a bit, John sends everything at Extra, who chumps Disa and Goyf with his remaining creatures. Disa then triggers, making another Goyf, while Hireling makes 2 treasures. Once that's done, John passes to Tom. Tom plays a Zygoth Triumph tapped, and recasts his commander, Azlask, the Swelling Scourge. Once in play, Tom swings his Drowner, Predator, and Beast at Extra, before passing the turn to the Tribal Lord himself. Extra first casts multi-class Baldric and equips it to Master. He attacks Tom with Throne and Elves while sending the rest to John. OMO triggers on Master, Baru, Pathway, and Triome. And with no way to defend, John dies, triggering Selkie twice to draw 10. Still in his combat, Tom leaps into action, losing 1 life to cast Anguished Unmaking on Elvish Guidance, trying to restrict Extra's mana and take him out. Unfortunately for him, Extra plays a Baldur's Gate, which allows him to cast 4 creatures. Those are Gemhide Sliver, Eladamri, Lord of Leaves, Harabai's Druid, and the Lighted Halfling. Once the wall has been assembled, Extra confidently passes to Tom. Tom first sacrifices 3 spawns to add 3 mana, triggering Azlask 3 times. With that mana, he casts Skittering Invasion, drawing 3 with Unsealing, trying to find an out. Unfortunately, his pain lands are too much for him to bear, so he concedes and gives the win to Extra.